You want to know something funny? Pain. It's the one thing we all try to avoid. Isn't that a riot? We spend our lives running from it, hiding from it, pretending it's not real. But the joke's on you, on me, on everyone. Pain? Pain doesn't go away because you ignore it. Oh no, it sits there, lurking in the shadows, waiting for you to let your guard down. And then, boom, it hits you when you least expect it. But here's the truth. No one likes to admit. Pain is the only thing that's real. Everything else? Oh, it's just noise. Fake smiles, polite conversations, empty promises. But pain? Pain gets under your skin. It stays with you. It makes you feel alive. And the best part? Pain doesn't lie. It tells you exactly who you are. Now most people, they crumble under it. They whine, they cry, they beg for it to stop. And why wouldn't they? It hurts. It burns. It makes you question everything you thought you knew. But that's the beauty of it, don't you see? That's the punchline. Pain doesn't break you unless you let it. No, no, no. Pain shapes you. It molds you. It tears you apart so you can put yourself back together again, stronger, sharper, better. But only if you let it. Only if you face it. Here's the thing though, most people never do. They spend their whole lives running from it. They distract themselves with meaningless little pleasures, trying to cover it up. They drink, they smoke, they binge on whatever they can get their hands on. Anything to numb the feeling, anything to avoid looking pain in the eye. But you know what happens then? It grows. Oh yes, it festers. It gets bigger, darker, stronger. And when it finally catches up to them, and it always does, it's too late. They're too weak, too broken to fight back. And the pain, it swallows them whole, but not you. No, you're different, aren't you? I can see it in your eyes. You've felt it. You've lived it. You've danced with the devil in the pale moonlight, and you've come out the other side. You didn't run. You didn't hide. You faced it. And now you're still standing. Do you know how rare that is? Do you know how powerful that makes you? Most people can't even admit they're in pain, let alone face it head on. But you did. And that, my friend, is why you're still here. Pain is a teacher, a cruel one, sure, but effective. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your comfort. Pain doesn't give a damn about your excuses. It's there to show you what you're made of, to strip away all the lies you've been telling yourself, all the masks you've been wearing, all the illusions you've been clinging to. Pain forces you to see yourself for who you really are, and that's terrifying. But it's also liberating, because once you know who you are, once you face the darkest parts of yourself, there's nothing left to fear, nothing left to hide from. You see, the world wants you to believe that pain is the enemy. They tell you to avoid it at all costs. They sell you happiness in little bottles, on little screens, in little promises that never quite deliver. But happiness? Oh, that's the real illusion. That's the trick they use to keep you in line. Pain, though. Pain is the truth. Pain is the reality. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you stop running from it, the sooner you'll realize something extraordinary. Pain isn't your enemy, it's your ally. Think about it. Every great story, every great triumph, every great hero, they all have one thing in common. They've faced pain, they've endured it, they've been through hell and come out stronger on the other side. Do you think that's a coincidence? Of course not. Pain is the crucible. It's the fire that burns away the weak parts of you, leaving only the strong, the unbreakable, the unstoppable. But here's the catch. You have to choose it. You have to step into the fire willingly. You have to embrace the pain, Let it consume you. Let it change you. And that's the hardest thing you'll ever do. Because pain doesn't just hurt, it terrifies. It makes you question everything. It makes you doubt yourself, doubt your strength, doubt your worth. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, that you'll never make it, that you're better off giving up. And if you listen to it, if you let it control you, it will destroy you. But if you don't, if you fight back, if you face it head on, if you refuse to let it win, that's when the magic happens. That's when you realize that pain isn't there to break you. It's there to build you. It's there to push you, to challenge you, to show you what you're truly capable of. And once you understand that, once you embrace it, there's nothing that can stop you. You see, pain is a gift, a twisted, brutal, unforgiving gift, sure, but a gift nonetheless. It's a reminder that you're alive, that you're human, that you're capable of feeling, of growing, of changing. It's the thing that separates the strong from the weak, the winners from the losers, the ones who rise from the ones who fall. And here's the best part. Once you've faced the pain, once you've let it do its work, you're no longer afraid of it. It loses its power over you. It becomes just another part of your story, another chapter in your book. And the people who tried to hurt you, who tried to break you, who thought they could control you with fear and pain, they lose because they can't hurt you anymore. They can't touch you. You've taken their weapon and turned it into your strength. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep running, keep hiding, keep pretending that pain doesn't exist? Or are you going to face it? Are you going to let it break you down, tear you apart, and build you back up again? Are you going to let it show you who you really are? Because here's the thing, pain isn't going anywhere. It's always going to be there, waiting in the shadows, ready to strike. You can't escape it. You can't avoid it. You can only face it. And when you do, when you finally stop running, stop hiding, stop pretending, that's when you'll realize something incredible. Pain doesn't own you. It doesn't define you. You own it. You define it. You take it. You use it. And you turn it into something powerful, something unstoppable. You turn it into you. Because in the end, pain doesn't destroy you. It transforms you. It makes you stronger, wiser, better. It makes you free. Pain is freedom, isn't it? The kind of freedom no one really wants to talk about. Oh, they'll talk about success, about happiness, about finding yourself in the sunshine and rainbows. But freedom? Real, unfiltered, raw freedom? That comes through pain. The world doesn't hand it to you on a silver platter. No. It makes you bleed for it. It makes you crawl, claw, and fight for every inch of it. And that's why most people never get there. They're too afraid of the cost. They'd rather live in chains than risk the burn of the fire. But you're different, aren't you? You wouldn't still be here if you weren't. You wouldn't be listening to this if some part of you didn't already know the truth. Pain has been your companion, hasn't it? Your shadow. Your constant. It's whispered to you in the dark, followed you down every road, seeped into every part of your life, and you've tried to shut it out, haven't you? Tried to pretend it wasn't there, but deep down, you've always known. You've always felt it. Pain isn't your enemy. It's your guide. You see, pain doesn't just teach you, it reveals you. It strips away everything fake, everything weak, everything you thought you were. It forces you to look at yourself, really look. And you might not like what you see. Oh no, you probably won't. Because pain doesn't show you the polished, perfect version of yourself. It shows you the cracks, the flaws, the broken pieces you've been trying so hard to hide. But that's where your strength is. That's where your power lies. You see, the world wants you to be perfect. It wants you to fit in, to follow the rules, to wear the mask and play the part. But pain doesn't care about any of that. It doesn't care about the image you're trying to project, the story you're trying to sell. Pain sees right through you. It sees the real you, the messy, raw, imperfect you. And it forces you to see it too. And that's the moment. That's the breaking point. The moment when you have a choice to make. You can keep pretending, keep hiding, keep trying to run from the truth. Or you can face it. You can embrace it. You can let the pain do its work. Let it tear you down so you can build yourself back up again. And that takes courage. Real courage. The kind most people don't have. But you do. You wouldn't still be here if you didn't. You felt the fire. You've walked through it. You've come out the other side, scarred but stronger. And now you know what you're capable of. Now you know that pain doesn't have to break you. It doesn't have to define you. It can shape you, mold you, transform you into something unstoppable. That's the secret, isn't it? The punchline no one ever gets. Pain isn't the villain of the story. It's the hero. It's the thing that forces you to grow, to change, to become who you were always meant to be. But only if you let it. Only if you face it head on. Only if you stop running from it and start running toward it. Because the truth is, pain isn't going anywhere. It's always going to be there, waiting in the shadows, lurking around the corner. You can't escape it. You can't outrun it. But you can learn from it. You can use it. You can turn it into your greatest weapon, your greatest ally. And when you do, when you do, the world doesn't stand a chance. The people who doubted you, who underestimated you, who tried to keep you down, they'll never see it coming. They'll never understand how you turned their poison into your power, how you took the pain they threw at you and used it to rise higher than they ever thought possible. You see, the world is full of people who want to see you fail. They want to see you break, to see you give up, to see you crumble under the weight of it all. But what they don't realize is that every time they try to hurt you, every time they try to bring you down, they're only making you stronger. They're only feeding the fire inside you, the fire that burns brighter and hotter with every setback, every failure, every heartbreak. That fire, that's your pain. That's your power. That's the thing that will carry you through no matter what life throws at you. And the best part? The people who tried to break you, who tried to silence you, who thought they could control you with fear and doubt, they'll never understand how you did it. They'll never understand how you took their best shot and came back stronger than ever. Because pain isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning. It's the spark that lights the fire. It's the fuel that keeps it burning. It's the thing that turns you into who you were always meant to be. And once you understand that, once you embrace it, there's nothing that can stop you. You know what the real joke is? The people who think they can live a life without pain. They sit in their little bubbles, wrapped in comfort, shielded from the sharp edges of the world. They do everything in their power to avoid discomfort, to avoid risk, to avoid feeling anything real. But what they don't realize is that by avoiding pain, they're avoiding life. They're avoiding growth. They're avoiding the very thing that gives them meaning, purpose, strength. And in the end, they're just hollow, empty shells of what they could have been. Pain, my friend, is the price of admission, the ticket to the game. You can't have love without risking heartbreak. You can't have victory without risking failure. You can't have growth without facing the struggle. But most people, oh, they don't want to pay the price. They want the reward without the sacrifice. They want the destination without the journey. They want the joy without the sorrow. But that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. Because life isn't about avoiding pain. It's about embracing it. It's about taking it head on, letting it hit you, letting it knock you down, and then getting back up again. It's about finding the courage to keep going, even when it hurts, even when it feels like the whole world is against you. It's about proving to yourself, over and over again, that you're stronger than the pain. And that's where the power lies. Not in avoiding the struggle, but in facing it. Not in running from the darkness, but in walking straight into it, unafraid. Because the thing about the darkness, it's not as scary as it seems. Once you've been there, once you've lived there, you realize that the monsters you were so afraid of, they're not real. The only thing that's real is you, your strength, your will, your ability to keep going, no matter what. You see, the people who try to avoid pain, they're the ones who are truly lost. They're the ones who never find out what they're capable of, who never discover their true strength, who never feel the satisfaction of overcoming something that once seemed impossible. But you're not one of them. You've faced the pain, you've looked it in the eye, and you've come out stronger because of it. The funny thing is, once you've faced pain, really faced it, it stops controlling you. It stops being this big, scary thing you have to run from. It just is. It's a part of life, like breathing, like eating, like sleeping. You don't fear it anymore. You don't let it dictate your choices. You just accept it, deal with it, and keep moving forward. And that's freedom. That's power. But most people will never understand that. They'll keep running, keep hiding, keep pretending that pain isn't real. And they'll miss out on everything. They'll miss out on the growth, the strength, the transformation. They'll miss out on life itself. And you'll be out there, living, thriving, rising above it all. You know, pain isn't the enemy. It's the ally you didn't know you needed. It's the voice in the back of your head that says, keep going. It's the push that gets you out of bed when you don't think you can face another day. It's the fire in your chest that fuels you when everything else seems to have burned out. Pain is your proof that you're still alive, that you're still fighting, that you're still capable of becoming more. And when you finally understand that, when you finally stop fearing the pain and start using it, you'll see the world for what it really is. You'll see the people who doubted you, who tried to break you, who thought you'd never make it. And you'll laugh. You'll laugh because they were wrong. You'll laugh because you proved them wrong. You'll laugh because they never understood what you were capable of. And now it's too late for them to stop you. You're not defined by your pain. You're defined by what you do with it, by how you use it, by how you rise above it. And when you do, when you turn that pain into power, into strength, into fuel for your fire, that's when you become unstoppable. That's when you become you. So here's the question. What are you going to do with your pain? Are you going to let it break you? Or are you going to let it build you? Are you going to let it control you? Or are you going to take control of it? Because the choice is yours. It's always been yours. The pain doesn't decide who you are. You do. The world doesn't get to tell you what you're capable of. You do. The people who hurt you, who doubted you, who tried to tear you down, they don't define you. You define you. And the moment you realize that, the moment you take that power back, The moment you stop running and start facing the pain, that's the moment everything changes. Because pain doesn't destroy you. It doesn't break you. It transforms you. It makes you stronger, wiser, better. And once you've faced it, once you've embraced it, there's nothing that can stop you. So what are you waiting for? Face the pain. Embrace it. Let it change you. Let it make you stronger. Because in the end, the pain doesn't win. You do. Always. Pain is funny, isn't it? It wears so many faces, speaks so many languages, but its message is always the same. Do something. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't care if you scream, cry, or lash out. It just wants to see you move, to see you react, to remind you that you're not dead yet. That's the punchline most people miss. They think pain is punishment, a curse, something to be feared. But it's not. Pain is action. Pain is momentum. Pain is the hand shoving you out of the comfortable little corner you've trapped yourself in. The question is, will you let it? Or will you cling to your little corner, claw at your illusions, and beg the pain to leave you alone? That's what most people do, you know. They don't fight back. They curl up. They shrink. They let the pain convince them they're small, insignificant, powerless. They become prisoners of their own fear, locked in cells they built with their own hands. And the saddest part? They throw away the key without ever realizing it. But not you. Oh no, not you. I can see it in your eyes. You're not one of them. You've felt the weight of the chains, the sharpness of the knife, the chill of the dark. And instead of letting it crush you, you've stood up. You've stared it down. You've decided, not today, not me. Do you know how rare that is? How powerful? Most people never even try to fight back. But you've already started winning. The world doesn't want you to win, though. Oh no, the world loves its victims. It thrives on them. It needs them. Victims are easy to control, easy to manipulate, easy to silence. But survivors, fighters, people who take their pain and turn it into power, they terrify the world. Because you can't control someone who's not afraid. You can't break someone who's already been broken and rebuilt themselves stronger. You can't stop someone who's learned how to turn their scars into armor. And that's what you're doing, isn't it? Every day, every step, every breath. You're proving them wrong. You're proving that you're not a victim. You're not weak. You're not someone to be pitied. You're someone to be reckoned with. Someone who's not afraid to face the pain, to feel it, to let it shape you. And that makes you unstoppable. You know what's funny? People think strength is about never feeling pain. They think it's about being invincible, untouchable, unbreakable. But real strength is about feeling the pain, about letting it hit you, letting it hurt you, and still standing tall. It's about carrying your scars with pride, not shame. It's about saying, yes, I've been hurt. Yes, I've been broken. But I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere. You see, pain isn't weakness. Pain is the birthplace of strength. It's where resilience is forged, where character is built, where power is born. The people who've never felt pain, they're not strong. They're fragile. They're soft. They crumble at the first sign of trouble because they've never had to fight, never had to struggle, never had to face the fire. But you've been through the fire. You've been burned. And you've come out the other side stronger than ever. That's what they don't understand about you, isn't it? The people who doubt you, who underestimate you, who think they know who you are and what you're capable of. They see the scars, the wounds, the cracks, and they think that makes you weak. But they don't see what's underneath. They don't see the fire burning inside you, the unbreakable will that keeps you moving forward. They don't see the warrior you've become, and that's their mistake. That's their blind spot. They don't realize that the pain they tried to use against you has only made you stronger, that every time they tried to knock you down, they were only giving you more fuel for your fire, that every scar they gave you has become a badge of honor, a symbol of your strength. So, let them doubt you. Let them underestimate you. Let them laugh, mock, jeer. Because the day will come when they realize the truth. The day will come when they see you standing tall, unshakable, unstoppable. And on that day, they'll finally understand what you've known all along. Pain doesn't break you. Pain builds you. But here's the thing. That day isn't about them. It's not about proving them wrong, showing them up, making them eat their words. No, that day is about you. It's about proving something to yourself. Proving that you're stronger than you ever thought possible. Proving that you can face anything, endure anything, overcome anything. Proving that you don't need their approval, their validation, their recognition, because you've already won. And that's the real joke, isn't it? The people who doubted you, who tried to break you, they don't matter. They never did. The only thing that matters is you. Your strength, your journey, your ability to take the pain and turn it into something extraordinary. And once you realize that, once you stop caring what they think, once you stop needing their approval, you're free. Free to face the pain, free to embrace it, free to let it shape you, mold you, transform you, free to become the person you were always meant to be. And that's the greatest power of all. Freedom through pain. That's the secret no one wants to admit, isn't it? The thing they bury under cliches and empty promises of happiness without struggle. But you've tasted it. That bitter, raw, unrelenting truth. Pain doesn't just set you free, it forces you to be free. Because when you've lost everything, when you've been stripped of every comfort, every illusion, every lie you told yourself to feel safe, what's left? You. Just you. The raw, unfiltered version. The one that doesn't care about society's rules, about expectations, about pleasing anyone. The version of you that knows the truth. This world doesn't give you anything for free. If you want something, you take it. If you want to change, you fight for it. If you want to survive, you endure. And that's what they don't get. The ones who sit on their thrones of privilege and comfort, looking down at you like you're broken, like you're less than. They think the pain makes you weak. They think the struggle diminishes you. But you know better. You know that pain is what sharpens the blade, that struggle is what hammers the steel. They sit in their castles, untouched by the fire, soft and brittle, while you've been forged in it. And when the time comes, when the walls come crashing down, when the illusions shatter, when the real fight begins, they won't stand a chance, because they've never been tested. They've never been pushed to the edge. Never been forced to see what they're truly made of. But you've lived there. You've danced on the edge, stared into the abyss, and walked away stronger. Oh, they'll try to stop you. They always do. They'll call you crazy, reckless, dangerous. They'll try to put you back in the box, back in the cage. But they don't understand. You don't fit in their cage anymore. You've outgrown it. The pain has made you too big, too powerful, too uncontainable. And the more they push, the more they'll realize they've made a mistake. You see, the people who try to hurt you, who try to break you, they're not as strong as they seem. They're scared. Scared of what you represent. Scared of the power you found. Scared that if you can rise from the ashes, if you can overcome the pain, then maybe they'll have to face their own. And terrifies them. Because deep down, they know they're not ready. They're not strong enough. But you are. That's the difference. That's what sets you apart. You've faced the pain. You've felt it, embraced it, let it carve its lessons into your soul. And now you're unstoppable. Now you're the one they fear. Now you're the one they can't control. So let them whisper, let them plot, let them try to bring you down. It won't work, because you've already won the hardest battle, the battle within yourself. You've conquered the fear, the doubt, the weakness. You've proven to yourself that you can survive anything, endure anything, overcome anything. And once you've done that, there's nothing left to fear. That's the real power of pain. Not just the strength it gives you, but the freedom, the clarity, the ability to see through the lies, the masks, the illusions, to see the world for what it really is, a battlefield, a place where only the strong survive, where only the brave thrive. And you're brave, you're strong, you've earned your place here. So don't hide from the pain, don't run from it, face it, embrace it, let it do its work, let it mold you, shape you, transform you. Because the pain isn't your enemy, it's your ally. It's the thing that will carry you through, no matter what.